And that, boys and girls, was a 2-minute intro. If you guys ever wonder why I never do these things every week, it's because organizing them is a pain in the ass. Anyway, welcome to Collectible Show and Tell. I have another stack show for you today. But before, I'll shout out the chat because we got a guest running late, so maybe I'll stall a little bit. MadSpidey in here for the gold medal. Perry Gaming, what's going on, Perry? Got some K-pop in here. We got some Link Squad in here. We got some Evil Mike. What else? How's that connection looking, Mike? And we got some Nah-Man. How'd you like the nunchucks, Nah-Man, in the intro? It's probably the best part of the intro was Nah-Man flipping those nunchucks. And Gary B, what is going on, mate? All right. Before I bring on my guests, as usual, if you guys aren't subscribed to any of them, make sure you do. I've got their YouTube links and Instagram below. So make sure you show some love. What's going on, Freaky Loowee? He always shows some love. And also, I've got a link to every other episode. So if you enjoy this, every episode and the guests are listed in the description as well. Check that shit out. All right. Who am I going to bring on first? All right, I'm going to bring this guy on first. He had some technical difficulties, but he's now here. I think he might be tied with MadSpidey for the most appearances now. I was going to bring on MadSpidey, but he was on last time. So we're going to bring on Sean, Zarz84. What's going on, mate?
How you going, buddy?
Not too bad, mate. You got there in the end?
Yeah. So computer's being a bitch. So just on the phone at the moment, but trying to get the computer working.
Okay. This is why when people send you the StreamYard link, don't wait till the last minute to jump on because you may experience some technical difficulties. What's going on, animation or whatever? All right. My next guest is back by popular demand from himself. I don't know if he's more excited or I'm more excited to have him back. Last time he stole the show. Welcome back, Remy Q.
Yes.
Yeah. What's going on, mate?
Thank you so much for having me back on, Simon. How you doing? Hello, everybody. I love you all. Mwah.
How you going, buddy?
What last time you brought a few surprises.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've got too many shockers. Maybe. Probably not. No. Prosthetic legs is a big one to bring. That's all. That's that's a big one to show up with, but I've got some cool stuff, I think.
Okay. Right. Well, my third guest, which is the only new guest today, he said he's running a little bit late, so he might be here in about 5 minutes or so. So we'll start without him. Hopefully he'll make it in time for his turn. We won't have to double up, but we're going to start with, hang on, I haven't done this for a while. This is how you do it. There you go. Sean, what you got, mate?
All right. So I've been on a few times now, so it's making it hard to find things that I haven't shown yet.
You've got a whole background worth of shit you haven't shown.
Yeah, but
just have your pick.
So I collect things of characters that I really like and are unique. So one of them is the Thing.
Oh, nice.
So I have little figures. So these are really retro, going back to probably the early 90s when the figures were big. And I got this gentleman here.
Oh,
wow.
Is that a figurine?
I found this at a retro toy market, and the whole intention, it's a bit worn. As you can see, colors faded. So I bought him to restore.
Wow.
So I'm going to give him a paint job and clean him up.
Now, that looks exactly like the first one that you showed. Is that just a blown up version of the first one that you had?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow,
so
that is awesome.
They were an 18-inch figure that they released back when the movie came out. So this is the Thing from the original first Fantastic Four movie.
Nice.
So I want to, like I said, clean up the paint, repaint the pants. I'm going to give him a gold metallic paint on his rock form. and then I'm going to display big and small together.
He's so small.
I want him holding the little one. That's what you need to have. Like, have him holding the little one. That would be awesome.
So,
Like Thing playing with his own figurine. Like that's what it looks like. Like
Thing playing with his own thing.
I could. His hands will let him. So
There you
I
go.
might have him holding himself.
Do you
Do
know
a
what?
whole Deadpool, third wall, fourth wall break.
Do you know the name of the figurine line? Like, you know how they got Marvel Legends and stuff? Do you know the name of the, I guess, the line that brought it out? Is it the same as, you know, right now they're releasing all those Marvel retro ones? Is it the same as that? Okay, cool.
No, so this was it was released by Toy Biz and Marvel.
What was it? Sorry?
So, Toy Biz.
Okay, Toy Biz.
So, Toy Biz do release a lot of figures and stuff like that, but not the same sort of thing.
Very good. 18-inch thing, right? Yes, Sean. Open it up with the bangers. All right. Well, we'll go to Remy in a second when he's ready.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was prepping.
All right.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to kind of follow up to the last time I was here. I showed off some foam blasters from Nerf, but there was a few that I didn't get into, and I was going to share those today because it was kind of like a, I don't know, I guess like my personal blasters that I use. So one that I had shown the last time was the Divorce. This was one that was modified to. It had a spring modification as well as a barrel modification to it. And this is kind of like my go-to for discipline in the house. If anybody, doesn't agree with me, then this is the one that I go for. And I pull these kind of from my red line. So the next one that I had was this is the Mega Roto Fury. This has been modified in the same way that the other one was. So it actually has a barrel modification for all of these, but it's more of a like pump shotgun style. So I did that one. I have this is the Dragon Power, which is more of a shotgun style. And it also, if you hold the trigger down, it will automatically fire just holding the trigger down and pumping
like
the
a rapid fire sort of thing.
Yeah. A little more on the comic side is my Deadpool rival pistol. Now these were this was a little different because it uses little foam balls, and the rival blasters these are actually kind of superior to a lot of the darts or arrows, but kind of a special one in the group. And then my most recent pickup is the if I can get it here, the Mega Mastodon. So this one is a flywheel blaster. It revs up. It holds 24 mega sized darts. This one I'm currently converting the 6D batteries that it uses. I'm going to try to use some rechargeable 18650 batteries from my vape that I typically use. So that'll have a little more rev up, and then I may need to upgrade the flywheels and the motors for this. But this is the most recent one that I picked up for. It was $8.95.
Oh, so do you get them all from like, what do you guys call them? Thrift shops or whatever you guys call them? So you get them all like secondhand, just from like secondhand places? Really?
I do, because I can find them, and then if you're looking for them, then yeah, it's a great way to pick them up.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go to thrift shops and I can buy them by the pound. So I'll take out all the old batteries and everything, get it as light as possible. Then I'll like leave with a cart full, and it might be like $20 or something. It's nothing. So, and then I have parts that I can play with because I like to kind of swap some different stuff around with it. So,
Yeah, I've been converted into a Nerf guy since buying my first Nerf gun a couple of weeks back. So I've been watching Nerf videos. I'd like maybe you should do a video, Remy, of you modifying one, showing us how it works.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it before. I have some other ones that I painted and tried to customize and stuff. I don't know. I think I had taken pictures and some footage of them before, but I never committed to it, unfortunately. So,
all right, mate. Well, that was a good one. I liked how you opened up with that's like my wheelhouse.
it's kind of like a recap from last time going into this one. So,
very good. All right, he is here. I don't know if it's the first time you've been on my channel, Jack. You might have.
I believe it is.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, welcome, and
thanks for having me.
We're excited to see what you bring, mate. You're a first timer here, so what you got?
I don't know how I'm supposed to follow the Mega Mastodon, but how about with some antique bottles? Huh? Okay, so let's do that. Check this out. This is a bottle that has, well, not anymore, but it was once filled with celery compound.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So, which, according to the label, is a great remedy for all nervous diseases, biliousness, dyspepsia, costiveness, liver complaint, kidney troubles, and all diseases arising from impure blood. So celery compound's great for all of those things. And
does it have the ingredients? Does it come with flannel in it?
Ingredients? No, that's a closely guarded secret.
Okay.
It says here also it restores strength, it renews vitality, it purifies the system, which is really what we're all looking for, I think. And then dose from a dessert. What? From a dessert to a tablespoonful before meals and at bedtime. Children, according to age, if it acts too strong upon the bowels, the dose should be regulated to suit the patient. And this is prepared by the corner drugstore, J.B. Cole proprietor in Hyco, Texas. Yeah, so some Texas celery compound.
Didn't have a year on there?
No year, no. But as you can see, the bottle's empty. It looks like there's a piece of paper in there. It's all stopped up with looks like a marble.
I wonder if the paper is the secret ingredient. You might need to smash it open. Maybe that's like a recipe.
Yeah.
There's a treasure map in there for years, bro. You haven't opened it.
Yeah, I have no idea what's on that paper. It could be the recipe for the compound. Yeah. That would be pretty cool. I got a couple other ones here. What is this? This is Hawes lemon oil for polishing furniture of all kinds, pianos, etc., interior woodwork.
Pianos, automobiles, okay.
And yeah, you basically, this is just like a wood, a finish you'd put on wood. I am a woodworker, so but I've never used lemon oil. I don't know that people use this anymore. It's actually got the label on both sides, French and English. So because this is made in Canada. I don't know if you could see that. And this one still has the oil in it.
Oh,
does it smell lemony?
A little bit. Mostly just smells like oil.
Can you drink it?
I'm not sure.
Don't drink it.
And it's just got directions on here how to use it. It's made by Edward Hawes and Company Limited, Toronto, Canada. And I don't know what year this is from, but probably not as old as the celery compound.
How old do you think that celery compound is? Like, what have you had to guess?
I'd say probably, I don't know, 1920s or something. Yeah, maybe the 30s.
Not bad. 100 years old.
30s. Yeah. And then I got this Mastro extra virgin olive. That's not an antique. That's just a bottle of olive oil. But it's the oil's still in it as well. And you can drink this if you want. Yeah, so that's just a liter of olive oil. Good, it's decent olive oil. It's not the best, but it's good for cooking with. So there's that. And then this is similar to the celery compound, but this is a bottle of wine of coca. And this contains, or did contain, alcohol. The percentage, the label's ripped off there, but it had alcohol and contains 1 fluid ounce represents 0.15 something cocaine.
Nice.
Each fluid ounce represents coca leaves 30 grains, and the ordinary dose is from 1/2 to 1 wine glass 3 times a day. For children, regulate according to age. And so, and this is from the Owl Drugstore in Senate, Missouri. And so, when your children are sick, you just give them some cocaine, and
you got the celery compound, and we got cocaine wine for children. Yeah. Why'd you have to showcase that for us?
I don't know. It's just these are some things I have. Yeah. So, and this is a little stronger than the olive oil for sure.
Yeah. Too bad there's none of that left.
It's just
it was full when you got it, wasn't it?
Anyways, this just it reminds me of a simpler time when you could go to your drugstore in Missouri and purchase a bottle of alcohol with cocaine in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it for those. Yeah.
Now I gotta go see the guy on the street corner, but you know.
where do you get them from, Drac? Those bottles?
Antique shops.
Antique shops, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very good. We're curious about that piece of paper in there. All right. Just before we go on, and people are watching right now, again, don't forget to subscribe to all these guys today and hit that like button. It helps. All right, Sean, what you got?
Following up from cocaine bottles isn't going to be easy, but sticking with the first theme of retro figures, X-Men are my favorite Marvel DC characters, and Gambit and Rogue are at the top of that list. So I'm trying to find retro on card figures. So I have a few. I've got
nice.
Rogue.
Awesome.
So, and back then, obviously, they used to release heaps and heaps of figures.
Uppercut.
Yeah, that uppercut.
I think that was the second line of figures they put out. I think
the best one out of them all.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
If you've ever seen the ugliest looking Gambit figure you can ever see.
What was that? That first Gambit said it had like a light up weapon. It was
this is probably, let's see, when was this one from?
Light up weapon.
So this was from the late 90s, 1996.
Like
and it had some batteries in the back, and that the flames or kinetic energy with the card
I couldn't even see
lights up. So
that's awesome.
That's some of my Rogue Gambit collection. As Simon said before, I've got a whole wall of things that I haven't shown, but a lot of it is of the same people. So if I bring it all on when I show a certain character, I have nothing left.
Well, I'm glad you brought your 18-inch thing, because like you never bring it. You always bring small things, and bringing a big thing is.
It's not easy to show things on the screen. That's why I tried to make it a bit more easier.
Right. So, yeah, I know you got plenty of Rogue and Gambit stuff on the back wall there too, but we'll get to the wall one day. He'll be on many more times. That's your round?
Yes, it is.
That's it. All right. We're going back to Mr. Remy Q.
Yes. All right. So this next item that I have, it's not something that I normally would collect, but I've recently acquired it. It was sent to me, and I wanted to show it to you guys because extremely special. It's a Build-A-Bear.
Oh.
This was A-OK to me from MadSpidey.
Oh.
It came with official paperwork, a name. It's a limited edition, and it has a sound that it makes when you hit his paw. Hold on. It gobbles.
That's pretty good.
This is the best thing ever. I can tell you that I had to restrict the boys from playing with this, but it has been passed around the family. Occasionally, we'll gobble each other. So it's almost like it's kind of like a timeout for everybody. Like if somebody hits the gobble, then we all have to stop and figure out what that particular person needs because of this amazing Build-A-Bear. So, MadSpidey, thank you, sir. Again, not really something that I collect a bunch of, but this one's all for me.
I used to always think Build-A-Bear, you could sort of design your own bear, but really you go there and you just choose one, and then they just shove this pole up its ass and then squeeze. I mean,
Hey! Don't, please, okay, please. I'm gonna have to put your time out for this one and just let me.
Yeah, boys,
man.
one. That's a good one. All right. We're back to Drac. Wait, that's your round, yeah? All right. No other teddies?
No, I mean, no, I don't collect. This is the only one. I think it's the only one I need.
Yeah. All right. We're back to Drac.
All right. So, in addition to comics, I also collect vinyl records. So I'll just show off some of those. I just picked some kind of at random. I got Jay Dilla Donuts behind me right here, which is one of my favorite hip hop albums of all time. This is a cool find. Strumental, rare, primitive, instrumental rock and roll from 1957 to 65. Some really good stuff on here from bands I've never heard of. Most people haven't. It's really good though. Power Trip, Nightmare Logic, one of the best metal albums of the past decade, easily. Awesome cover also.
Oh wow.
Another compilation of underground, just rock and roll, Brown Acid, psychedelic bands from the 70s. Also another cool cover. Discharge, Why? Seminal punk album here, D-Beat. And depressing cover. And
all their stuff was pretty covers are
yeah.
pretty interesting.
I remember seeing the first time I saw this as a kid in the record store. I had no idea what it was, but I really wanted it because the cover is amazing. Of course, later I found out what it was. It's Janis Joplin, Big Brother and the Holding Company, with the cover by Robert Crumb, Cheap Thrills.
Cool. Oh, nice.
Yeah. And my wife just said, "That's mine." Yes. Technically, she bought this. I think there's some records she bought here, but it doesn't matter. They're in our house right now. So, but still, that's one of my favorite album covers ever. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know he did any album covers.
He didn't do many. I can't think of any others that he did.
Yeah, that's sweet.
But yeah, I mean, it's literally a comic book. There's Janice on the back. What else? Spectral Wound. This is a very cool black metal band from Quebec. And that cover gives you an example, an idea of what it might sound like. Sounds pretty evil. Now this actually, okay, so my wife did buy this. This is not easy to find, but It's a very cool album, and one of my favorite soundtracks. This is the soundtrack to the movie Gummo, the Harmony Korine movie. Very weird movie. If you haven't seen Gummo, I recommend you check it out. It's straight. There's no way to describe it really.
Yeah, I've never watched the whole thing. I watched a little bit of it once and it made me feel weird. I just felt weird.
Yeah,
so I had to stop.
Absolutely, yeah. It's kind of designed to make you feel weird. And then the soundtrack is too, like, the soundtrack has a lot of heavy metal on it.
They've got a cat on the back.
Yeah, and then some weird random noise stuff as well. It's a strange movie. Very cool soundtrack though. And yeah, it's kind of hard to find. What else? We got some Creedence, CCR, nice. Willie and the Poor Boys. Yeah, I just love this record. Slayer's first album, Show No Mercy. Classic cover too. And I love the photos on the back. Yeah. And then probably the best metal cover ever, Leprosy by Death.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That is just that's just awesome. Great album too, but one of the best album covers ever. And then last one, I don't know, I don't think most people probably have never heard this. It's pretty good. So it's by this musician named Charles Manson, and it's just like he's like a hippie guy from, I think he hung out with like the Beach Boys actually, and so he made music. So yeah, this is from the 60s. I don't know. I don't know. He's not really that well known. I don't think Charles Manson.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. So kind of cool. Check it out if you've never heard him. Check out Charles Manson.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, musician from the 60s. Yeah, pretty cool. So that's that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Some records.
Very good. No color vinyl in there?
Not in the Charles Manson one, no. Just classic black.
Not a splatter, no red splatter?
No.
That is awesome.
Very good.
Oh, we have a fan of his in the chat. Nice.
All right. We're back at Sean. What's going on, mate? What you got?
Going something a little bit different now. So I used to play soccer/football for people around the world. And I collect signed tops and stuff from teams that I like. So we'll start off with, we have obviously an Australian jersey with probably one of Australia's best players in Harry Kewell. And there is a signature in the number 1. Oh, sorry, in the 0 there. Don't know how well you can see it.
Yeah, on the very left side of the screen.
Yeah.
So we have a Harry Kewell.
He's long retired now, right?
Yes. So we have a Real Madrid. Not a big Real Madrid fan, but Raul, who used to play for them.
Oh, that's an awesome signature. Wow.
So, and obviously my team is Chelsea, and I've been there a few times and I've watched a few games live. And the last time I was there, well, not the last time because I was there this year, but in 2012 is the year that they won the Champions League. So I have the Champions League version of the top, and I have Champions thing, and I met the captain, John Terry, and you can see his signature just there. And lastly, I have a top that was a gift from my brother, but we have a teamed
Oh wow.
signed jersey of the 2006 Premier League winning Chelsea squad.
That's awesome.
Where do you get that done? Where do you get the signatures done?
It was bought, I would
Okay.
say, through a company doing the signings with the team.
Yeah.
So comes with a certificate of authenticity and stuff, but it's very hard to tell with that stuff if it's real or not unless you're physically seeing it get signed yourself
Yeah.
or buying it from one of the big major companies.
I didn't even
So-
know the World Cup was happening recently. Like everyone was talking about. I was like, "What? When?"
That's
the World
because
Cup
you
is
live on another
Right,
planet.
right
son.
now, man.
Is it still
The
going?
final is
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was finished already. I don't know. I just heard people talking about soccer all of a sudden, like because Australia made it for the first time in a while.
No, Australia's
No?
made it to the last 5 World Cups.
Really? Yeah.
2006, 2010, 14, 18.
I remember the time when the first time they hadn't made it for years, and I remember staying up at 2 a.m. just to watch a soccer game. It was a weird
So-
time in my life.
2006 was the first time we made it since 74.
Okay, yeah, I think it was that year when I actually stayed up and watched it because it was such a big deal. Very good. That's it.
Yep,
Very
for
very
this
good.
round.
Remy.
I thought we could show off some weapons.
The
So
more
I'm in
weapons.
Australia here, man. I might get.
no. These are all. I think I should be able to show all these. So I'll start with a staple here at the Remy Q Studios. This is my Spidey's powder tumbler
That's
machete.
cool.
This one
That's-
he made specifically for me. It's amazing. Came with a sheath. Very cool grip that they had on here. It's all one piece. And again, it has the Remy Q Studios on both sides. And then kind of the dueling chainsaws at the end, which I absolutely love. I've shown that one on my channel a few times. This is a like very generic samurai sword style. It was given to me by a friend of mine. Don't know where he got it from, but he was like, "Yeah, this is right up your alley." So I picked that one up. This was my father's bayonet. I will occasionally use this to open up mystery boxes when I get them. One that I don't think a lot of folks have seen. So sometimes I'll have this, and I'll kind of pull this out like small blade.
Oh,
But this was a gift that is it's actually a scorpion that's on here. So I used to have a pet scorpion. His name was Maximus. And so I got that right around the time when I had him. And then, in case anybody hasn't seen the channel before, Pocan Joe made me a full-size trident.
oh yeah.
Just yeah.
And this has glow powder in it. It's got like Celtic symbols in the blade here. So I kind of just leave this, in case marauders like come in here. I've got this on the ready. Occasionally I get excited. I go do a little 300 cheer. But trident, it's a very powerful weapon. I haven't decided which son's going to get it. I might like throw it in the middle and have them duel it out. But yeah, I figured I would show some YouTube legal weapons.
There you go. I actually wonder what would happen if someone brought a gun on here because I know I've made a video once.
I mean, do you want me I can show one. We'll see if they cut off the stream.
Yeah, I always wondered what would happen because different countries, different laws and stuff. It's weird.
So I know that the I've been on a live stream before, and I think Hoarder's Hide had shown something, and they didn't shut it down. But
but
for
you guys are in
mine,
the
it
US.
was in the thumbnail, and again, it played for a couple minutes, and that, I mean, 3-4 minutes.
You
and
guys are in the US. You can have guns. We can't. I can't.
Well,
you know,
yeah, but YouTube
Sorry.
doesn't let you show them live.
Oh, okay. Well, I told
That's
you
why
how
I
I
got
bought that
dinged
Nerf
for it.
gun from the US. Apparently, people are like saying you got to be careful buying Nerf guns from the US because it might get taken at bloody what's it called, customs. I'm like, what? It's a toy gun. They're like, yeah, but we can't have replicas sent here. Is what they said. I was like, what? But still a Nerf gun. And just so Barbarian knows, I'm fucking 40, motherfucker. All right. Drac, surprise us.
Okay, so actually, this is not what I'm going to show for this round, but I did just happen to see it here in my box of stuff, and I figured I'd show it anyways, because if you go back to Spidey's comment, Scorpion for a pet, only Remy would have it. Not true, because
Oh shit!
I also had a pet scorpion named Stalin after Joseph Stalin. And so these two things kind of go together with that. This is not Stalin. This is just a scorpion from, says it's etched in here, Chile, 1986. That's just a scorpion encased in resin.
Nice.
Yeah, some, I don't know, a little South American scorpion there. And so I'm reminded of Stalin when I look at that, combined with my Soviet flask here from the Ukraine. It says Ukraine there, Soviet Union. So you got the hammer and sickle, all that good stuff. You could put your wine of coca in here, actually.
Yes.
It's pretty good. Yeah. I was going to show off something more comic related, though, or at least toy related. I do have a few Funko Pops. I figured, hey, why not show those? I don't collect them a lot, but I have some. The first one I ever got was Zombie Wolverine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Had to get a Wolverine. And then this one my wife bought at the same time. Death from Sandman. Yeah. Very cool. And then what else we got here? This one's still in the box. Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yeah, that was my first ever pop, was Lemmy, because I hated pops.
Yeah.
And when I saw Lemmy, I was like, ah. So my
Yeah.
first two were Lemmy, and I got Joey Ramone as well.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I don't have Joey Ramone, but there's Lemmy, and then this is one of my favorites. Doc Holliday from Tombstone.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm your Huckleberry.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah.
You beat me to it.
But I love the red around his eyes, because he looks all sick with tuberculosis.
Nice.
Right? Yeah. It's pretty cool. And then I've got the I showed these off on my channel. I got them, the trifecta here of Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. So I've got the 3 Draculas. We've got Prince Vlad, young Dracula. Okay.
I think he was my
Gary
favorite.
Oldman as the young Dracula. Then you've got Vlad the Impaler, so in the red armor. There was another version wearing the helmet, but I think that one was like an exclusive or something, so I couldn't get that one. Still pretty cool. And then this one, I gotta take this one out. I don't care about keeping them in the box, so this is my favorite. So the Old Man Dracula. This is actually the chase variant. I think the regular one, he's just got his hands out, and this one, he is licking the razor blade.
That's cool.
So I had to get that one. Does that focus? Yeah. There he is, Dracula.
Yes, his hair's
Yeah, the hair.
The hair is epic.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are Those are literally all the Funkos. We've got.
You should do your hair like that, Drac.
Once it's long enough, absolutely. Yeah.
Start growing now.
Start growing
Yeah.
now. In about 45 years.
Yeah. I'll get there.
Very good.
Mm-mm.
I have no doubt that all my musical idols are twats. I have no doubt. One of the cool, I try not to get too many pops these days because I definitely went through a phase, but one of the music ones I really want to get, and I don't think it's in Australia, but I've seen people post it on Instagram, is Rob Halford. They did a Rob Halford one. I was like, ooh, I might need that one. It's a good one. All right. They're your pops?
Yep.
Is that all your pops? Is that, you got more?
Yeah.
They just
100%. That's all of them. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Cool. It's definitely not.
I don't really, it's not something I really go after, but the Dracula ones I absolutely wanted, and the other just kind of random ones that I liked. So. Mm-hmm.
Very good. Speaking of pops, someone who has heaps of pops is this guy.
I don't have that many. You probably have more than I do.
Yeah, but you're a seller as well, so you've got plenty.
All right. So my next item is going to be something that I was going to show as my last item on the last time I was on, but everything crashed, and I ended up not showing my fifth.
Can I just explain that to people before we start? So last time, Sean was like on his last round, he froze. And then I saw him later that day. I saw him like 2 hours later because we went to a comic fair. And I was like, did you realize you froze? He's like, nah. He kept talking. I showed about another 5 things after he froze.
So as you can see, I collect a lot of statues and figures. And I have a few hot toys. So we have
nice
Stan Lee from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So these figures have immense detail in them.
That's awesome.
But they are getting very, very expensive. So obviously I'm not going to show all of them, but I do have 2 different ones. So we have a DC one here, if I can get him off the table.
Yes.
We have Henry Cavill's Superman, and he's in getting ready to flight mode. So this exclusive came with the stone.
Oh, nice.
That he would use for his fortress, and you can see the detail in it. So, and obviously the base, which is the S.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, just some of the hot toys I have. They're very addictive, and they were one of the first things I was collecting when I started collecting statues and figures. So, I've got a few that have added up there. So, but it's something that I've slowly died off from collecting just because of the price point. For extra $100 or so, you can get a premium format sideshow figure. So, trying to lean more towards that these days.
So a little while back, before Sean had a channel, he used to give me his hot toys to let me unbox them for a video. So I did a few videos where I unboxed them. So I unboxed that Stan Lee one. I remember that. And I couldn't believe the detail in like when you put his backpack on, like the little clips and stuff. Like I couldn't believe how detailed all the little bits were. So it was crazy. They were good times. But now you got a channel, you're not going to give me that shit anymore. So
oh well, you might get lucky one day.
I didn't even know Gina Carano was with Henry Cavill. All right. That's round 4, right?
Yes.
All right. Remy, what you got? What's going on?
I guess diving into another area of nerd. I collect a lot of Hot Wheels stuff. Hold on, this isn't the bag.
Well, that's something I
So-
haven't shown. I've got Hot Wheels now.
I wasn't going to show off Hot Wheels. I was actually going to So I've got bags of track.
Oh,
I got enough track to go around like Fortress. I mean, I think I've got about 6 bags of track here, but I wanted to show some of the pieces because, like some of these are, where they will, they're like launch sites for.
what?
Yes. So
Oh man,
I have loops. I've got, I mean, all kinds of parts and pieces for track, and some of it it's like, so right now we're working on the Mega Track version because ideally I'd like to run it through like the basement of the house where we can utilize like all the parts. But the problem is and look at this one. Yes.
What?
Yes. So I've got like, I don't know. It's not even like a collection. It's like multiple collections on collections for all the, yes. Like all the little parts for the different track that you could need. But like the problem is it's like if you want to loop it through something, you have to be able to have enough of like the turns. And then some of the pieces are like so big that like this is all, it's a launcher, so you can actually set it up so it'll like we'll shoot them out.
It's like a Nerf, but shooting cars.
Yeah. So this one you can actually put them, like you can have a starter here, and then it's got a couple options on which direction you want it to go, and then this will shoot them out. And again, I've got so many like loops and turns and pieces in here. I got like 10 bags of track. Like it's ridiculous the amount of track that we have. And we were gonna do my boys' room, and I told him, I was like, y'all don't have room. Like we don't have room for 12 loops and tunnels and setups. I mean, I don't know what to do with it all. It's a track overload.
You should definitely build it and make a video.
I'd like to build it and then just have a mega built one, even if it was done for like a short, but to utilize all the little specialty pieces. Like this builds into a giant robot that connects into the track, and it's like a whole separate thing that you can do with the different launchers and stuff that they have. But this is another side.
You can build it on the outside of the house
Of my nerdom.
And then they can launch through like a window back into the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like we have enough track. We have so much track. And I mean, there's plenty of Hot Wheels that we have as well, but I thought the track was something that you may not have had somebody showcase before on the channel. So I wanted to share that.
Very good. If you build that into this massive track and set up multi-camera angles and things, I'll watch the shit out of that.
I think I have enough of the launchers that I can do it, because that's the big thing. Is like when you have that much, it's going to be lame if it just goes and then it's done. So you have to have enough of them that it keeps hitting the launchers to go around. Because the last thing I want to do is like have a loop and then it can't complete the loop. But I don't know.
Very good. I think we all want to see that for sure. Could build, yeah, maybe. Drac.
How awesome would it be if I just pan the camera and there's this enormous track set up?
You know that track you wanted to build? I did it.
Yeah. No, I'm running out of stuff. I got like some bones and teeth and stuff. I got like these, well, not bones, but I got some horns.
Jesus
Nice.
Christ.
These are like animal horns. What animal? Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe a goat or a sheep. There's This is all just stuff in a box I had. This is a classic gag, right? The chattering teeth. I lost the key for it, so you got to do it manually. And then these are more just like human teeth, right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Simon's gonna need them soon.
This is basically dentures, but you know, for making dentures.
Have you put them in your mouth before?
They won't really fit, I don't think, because I have my own teeth. But...
Yes.
Door.
Oh
No, not both. Not both. I'll do both.
They get stuck in there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. One is all right. That's funny. 2 is a bit much.
Yeah. You kind of have to not have teeth for that to work. And then just more teeth.
What the fuck, man? What the
Dental
hell?
study model. Just human teeth, more human teeth. Yeah, and that's about it. Oh, and I got it's kind of not related, but it's just a tricorder from it's a regular tricorder. And yeah. So that's that round of stuff.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to the final round. Let's see if everyone goes out with a bang or not.
All right. I'm gonna break Simon's cardinal rule
Oh,
of
no.
comics, but
That's okay. It's like I said, you can
it's
make
for
sure
the
it's
story
unique.
behind the comic.
All right.
So I have this
Oh,
Amazing Spider-Man signed by Stan Lee.
Oh, nice.
So, and this was an exclusive for our con here in Melbourne. So I had tried to meet Stan Lee 4 times before I actually succeeded in meeting him. So at the first con, I got to the front of the waiting line to get into the line to buy the ticket to actually meet him. And we got told that was it. He wasn't doing any more signing because he was late to our show and his age. So ended up missing out then. Then I traveled to the States to go to a con in 2017, and he announced himself for a show 2 days after I left the state. So I was contemplating replacing my whole trip just to go back to Los Angeles to meet him. And then cutting it short, I came back from my trip and he announced that he was coming back to Australia that following month. So a month later, he was in Oz and we got a whole bunch of stuff signed and met him. And one of the things I got signed, so I picked up this art print in America done by a Canadian artist, and I got him to officially sign it. But what was happening with this was this artist did this print for Fan Expo Canada, and Stan Lee was at the show. So if anyone could name all the characters in the print that Stan Lee had something to do with creating, he would sign it for him. And there was 100 prints and only one got signed officially.
Oh, wow.
So there's a little bit of a FU thing in here because there's one character that you can't see. But if you name all the other characters, it's obvious who it is.
Well, can you spoil it for us and tell us who this
Yeah.
character is?
So it's the Invisible Woman.
Okay.
So technically, it's very hard to see, but if you look right there next to Mr. Fantastic on Stan Lee's,
Oh yeah, I can see it.
you
right
can
here.
just see her,
Yeah.
but everyone would miss her and never say her. So only one guy was able to get it. So there was 100 of those prints made. Only one was officially signed by Stan Lee at the show. I don't know how many afterwards eventually got signed, but when he came down to Oz, I was lucky enough to get him to sign it.
Wait, which event did you get him to sign it at?
Supernova Adelaide.
Yeah, because I know people who got photos of him and they were just like the entire day was just spent lining up. So from literally 9 a.m. till 5, the whole event they were just lining up. I'm like, man.
No, see, when he came to Supernova, we bought the VIP passes.
Okay.
So we didn't have to line up, but we met a gentleman there who had another pass who actually got us to front of the line before anyone. So we went back like 3 or 4 times because it was just that easy for us to get through the line and get signed.
How dare
So
you.
I have a live stream planned coming up to show all the stuff I got from that con meeting, Stan.
Sweet.
So just a sneak peek of some of the stuff I have.
Nice. Very good. All right. Mate, you didn't have to show the comic book. You had the print.
Yeah, but just
I know.
because I bought that book from that show, the following show, because there was rumors that he wouldn't be coming back to Australia.
Okay.
So it was the only way I could get a Stanley signature on something. And when I bought that book, luckily the guy wasn't trying to rip everyone off because he was only charging the cost of the book and the signature.
Yeah.
So
Very good. All right. Remy, what is your final thing?
All right, so
Best
my
thing.
final thing is a little bit of a collection, and it actually is something that I had years ago contemplated starting a YouTube channel about. It's kind of weird, but ultimately I didn't do it, and I went into comic books, and that's different. But it has to do with vaping. I'm going to see if I can get away with doing this because it's nothing bad, but I guess recap over a decade of vaping. I do have a collection of atomizers that I have just acquired over the years, different things that I use for that, some devices that I have. Again, it started out where I was going to do like a device review thing. I've ordered stuff from Germany, Russia, China. I have so many different devices and atomizers. I've got squonkers. I have drippers. Some of the more, I guess, cooler ones that I have are a bit more old school. So I have a few tube mods. This is called the Kryptonite. It looks kind of like a lightsaber.
That's cool.
This one uses an 18650 battery, which I don't even know if you can get those anymore, but it's like a giant D battery. And these tube mods, they're all mech mods, and these were the ones that people would worry about like blowing up because they were building the coils too strong, and then it would weaken the battery. The one that I probably like the most, it's the iTaste 134, and it has a Russian big atomizer on. This thing, though, this is what I used to carry this in my pocket in my late 20s if I was going out to the bar or something. or if I was on a dance floor, I would have this that I would carry around with me and vape from. And again, this is kind of like just one of those really cool, odd things that. I mean, it looks like a damn lightsaber or like a sonic screwdriver or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought you were gonna. Can you do like the trick smoke things? That's what I want to see you do.
No, I mean you kind of, but it would show up here. You got to have the right lighting and everything for that. So,
All right. I remember that. How long's vaping been around for now?
I think I started in 2013, 14, something like that.
Okay, so it's because I remember when it first came out. My friend was like, "Oh, I've got these. I'm gonna stop smoking." But then, like, he had one of the, the e-cigarette things that came out.
So
It lived in his mouth after that. He goes, "I'm gonna quit smoking," but then the vape just lived in his mouth, like it just never.
yeah,
left.
this was the original pen that I got. It was this little tiny thing, and you would recharge it. It had this one little button, and then it had these like you would get these like throwaway atomizers, and yeah, then it slowly developed, whereas like everything got bigger, and then it started building, and again, you get into all kinds of different stuff behind it. So
Yeah, I used to have one that was like that pen looking one, but you put weed in it. All right. Very good. Right. Well, did you just spoil what you're going to bring in the last round, Jack? I heard some weird sounds.
Oh no, that was my bottles falling over.
Okay.
Yeah.
nothing broke, did it?
Yeah, no, they're okay. Yeah,
I didn't know if we could read that treasure map.
Yeah,
or not
I
yet.
know, man. That's what we all want to know.
it's okay. It's
on that
just
note.
just the olive oil broke. No, that would nothing broke. I'm just gonna show some books. I like to collect books as well. Not so much since I got back into collecting comics, but I've got like a pretty good collection of art books, and like just I like finding books about weird things and stuff like that. So I just grabbed some that were kind of accessible, that were kind of interesting. Of note, this is probably one of my favorite art books. This is William Blake, the English poet and artist, complete illuminated books. And so it's got all of his crazy, I mean, he did etching. He was like a printer, and so he did. There's just like thousands of pages of stuff like that. You might recognize. Let's see if it's in here. Well, it's stuff like this. He did the Red Dragon painting, which you may remember Ray Fiennes eating in the movie Red Dragon. That was a William Blake painting. It's just a cool, cool book. It's dense. There's a lot in it, and but I was really into William Blake at the time when I bought it. What's this? This is Murder in the City. This is basically photographs of murdered people in New York from 1910 to 1920. So it's like news, I guess like news, clippings from newspapers and stuff like that. Johnny Spanish, whoever that is. I don't know if I won't show anything too graphic, but it's like some really cool, photographs of like, well, there's dead people. Yes. Crime scene photos. But they're crime scene photos from 1910 to 1920. So stuff you don't really see very often. Pretty cool. And,
I feel like that was back when you could kill somebody and just walk away and get away.
You could you
or take a photo before you left.
Yeah, the murderer took the photos.
Like unless somebody took a picture of you doing it, you got away with it.
This is just the art of Japanese joinery. I do woodworking. I think this is kind of a hard book to find. Actually, it's a really good book on complex Japanese joinery,
Oh wow.
which is really cool stuff. Really, really hard to do. That's just a bunch of words about it. But
Have you tried any of those yet, Drac?
these, no, I have not. No. What's this? This is The Projection of the Astral Body. This is a weird book I found by these two English dudes, Sylvan J. Muldoon and Hereward Carrington. And this is from, I think, the 1800s. And I read this whole thing. It's basically these guys basically explaining how they project themselves astrally while they sleep. And they're weird looking guys. And I think it's at the time, I think they're basically talking about like lucid dreaming. But at the time, they didn't know what the fuck that was. So this is their book on it. Kind of interesting. Oxford Book of the Supernatural. Just literally about supernatural stuff. Not much to that. A bunch of words in there. This is a cool book called The Sick Rose, which is Disease and the Art of Medical Illustration. So it's basically medical illustration of different weird diseases. And, you know, so right. More weird tongue stuff. I don't like. Okay, so here's one for you, Antara.
Is that like a breakfast book? Like I feel like
yeah. Show
I feel
us,
like you eat
show us
cereal
your
every day.
tootsies. How about those tootsies? Huh? Yeah. Who's that? Which celebrity is that? Is that Tom Cruise? Oh, I think it might be. All right.
Simon's new favorite foot pick.
Yeah. And I'll just show two more. I mean, this is just one of my favorite art books ever, H.R. Giger's Necronomicon. And it's a big, large format. Most people know H.R. Giger. He designed the aliens from Alien. Yeah, I remember I got this book for like, I don't know, my 18th birthday or something. And I don't know. It was yeah, still one of my favorites.
Oh, wow. That's good stuff.
And yeah. What was the there it is. This is really cool. This is a big boy. This is The Cabinet of Natural Curiosities by Alberta Siva. And it's basically more like it's thick and it's huge. And these are plates from 1734 to 1765 of like flora and fauna, like wildlife and strange things from the ocean, and there's some snakes. Yeah, a really cool book. It's huge. It's one of the biggest books I own.
Yeah, it's like cabinet size.
Yeah. And it's got like coral and stuff like that. Yeah. And then so actually I'll show one last thing, which is these are some of my favorite books I own, and they are actually comic books. I don't think I've ever shown these on my channel, but these are my favorite comic anthologies called Kramer's Ergot, which are these they're all independent comic books. There's like tons of different creators making really weird comics, and it's a lot to go get into, but if you can find these are some of my favorite books ever. And a lot of it's just like, I think, comics by people on drugs and stuff, so it's weird. Yeah.
Did you say buy people on drugs?
Yeah, too much wine of coca.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they had a little too much wine of coca. Yeah, some really strange stuff, but also like there's some absolute gems in these, and some really funny stuff. And Sammy Harcum is the name of the creator who put them all together. He's a really good writer. Yeah, so that was it. Kramer's. Let's see. Kramer's Ergot.
I think you're
highly
missing out
recommend
on
these.
on content for that, Drac.
Hmm?
I feel like you could show that in like a short, like
I-
each one individually, and it would blow up.
Yeah, I wanted to make videos on these. I will eventually because I could go kind of do a deep dive on these things. Yeah. So those are just some of my books. Yeah.
Hey, you got a
I'll
lot
do
to
it.
pack away today, mate. Oh, so does Remy.
Yeah, I do.
No, my stuff's just here anyway. So this is just I'm just grabbing what's nearby.
I remember when I had Bearded on, and he just like went he literally took his laptop to a shelf for each round, and then showed pretty much his entire shelf. All right, well, that was it. We went over the hour. I expected us to. Before we go, we'll do the rounds and let the people know what you guys got coming up. Let's start with Sean.
I've got my shorter day from Scotland Comic Con, which I've been doing for the last 17 days. Probably got another 5 or 6 days worth. I've got my Oz Comic Con mystery box unboxings coming. The first one will be getting released probably tonight or tomorrow. And a whole bunch of stuff in the works, but getting time to get it all done is the hard part. So that's it for me.
All right, Mr. Remy Q.
Thursdays we have Let's Talk About It. It's at 9:00 Eastern time. Tonight at 9 we're gonna have Remy's Place. It's the community hangout. Everybody's welcome. Hit me up on IG if you want to join. I think that's it. Oh, and I have Lonely Slabs, December 24th.
Is that still a thing? Is that
Yep.
still a thing? They're going to keep going? Yeah, I'd like to go on that one day.
So we're gonna do it whenever there's not an Only Slabs. We'll have Lonely Slabs. If you have 1 to 10 slabs that you want to show, again, I'll post it on Instagram, and
I think I'm just
everybody's
short.
welcome.
How many do you need for only slabs?
25 to 30.
Yeah, I might be just short. I'm not too sure.
So if you want to do Lonely Slabs, all you need is 1, but you can show up to 10 if you'd like. And again, everybody's welcome. So
MadSpidey's building up quite the collection.
yeah. I sent out. Well, he's got like 4 or 5 on his way to right now, so that'll show up soon enough. I packed those up. I was like, that son of a gun. I was like,
very good. All right, Drac. Tell the people.
Yeah, not much planned on my channel until the new year, so go watch all of my old videos, please and thank you. And I may have 1 or 2 things coming up in the next couple weeks. I do see that Bearded and Cole just put out a new challenge video, so I'll probably be doing one of those this week. Other than that, I do have something I'll be announcing soon for the first week of January. I have an interview with the Dracula. It's been a while since I've done that show, but I do have an interview with a creator lined up that I'm really excited about. So I will do the final announcement for that probably sometime this week. And yeah, other than that, that's about it. Just subscribe to me, and then you won't miss anything amazing that I do on there. And that's about it.
I love you, Drac. You're amazing, too.
All right,
I love you
again,
too.
if you're not subbed to any of these gentlemen, their YouTubes and Instagram links are below. Make sure you show some love. And that's it. We did it. I'm going to try to plan another one of these coming up probably at night time, though. So it'll probably be like morning for the US guys, maybe as you guys are getting up. But yeah, I feel like I need to try to get some people from the UK and stuff. The time zone's completely opposite to us. So, but anyway, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. Thank everyone for hanging out in the chat. Old Wolf, shout out to you. And until next time. Oh, there we go.
The Mastodon.
Keep it simple.